Okay, good day, electrical installation and maintenance students. So our topic is all about electrical wiring connections, different taps, splices, and joints. So last discussion, we have tackled the principles and theories of electron, the history of electricity, and the sources of electricity. So taps, splices, and joints are also connected to this topic. Now, are you familiar with wires? Okay, correct. So, wires are the fundamental material in electrical wiring connection. So, can we be able to connect both wires using taps, splices, and joints? The answer is yes. So that is why we have the different taps, splices, and joints here. Now, what is the first method we use in connecting the wires? Okay, method of skinning electrical wire. Removing the insulation in preparing the insulated conductors for making joints or splices. So the insulation must first be removed from each conductor and a proper distance depending upon the type of joint or splice to be made. So this process is called skinning or stripping. Now, you have the wire. All you have to do if you want to connect using these two wires is to remove the rubber part, the outside insulation of the wire. So the two wires must be connected. So both of them must be skinned and stripped. Now, after you strip and skin the wire, removing it from the cover, you have now to clean the conductor. So cleaning the conductor, the copper inside, you have to clean that in order that the soldering lead will penetrate or get into contact on it. So in order for you to have a strong connection of electrical wire. Now, in cleaning the conductor, after removing the insulation, the wires must be thoroughly cleaned. Okay, that's correct. To ensure good electric contact and between the ends of the wire. So you have to thoroughly clean both ends of the wire. Okay? So after that, you have to solder and then that is the way of how you connect both wires. So in connecting the wires, we have different splices, tabs, and joints. I will show you. So the wire may be cleaned by scraping. So you have to scrape both ends of the wire in order to ensure that both wires can be connected. And using a soldering iron and soldering lead, we have to connect both wires. Okay? So now I will show you the different splices, taps, and joints in joining the wire. So first we have rat tail joints. The rat tail joints are used to join conductors in outlet boxes when fixtures leads are connected through conductors. So this type of joint, a rat tail, is used in outlet boxes. Okay? That is the first type of joint, rat tail. Next, we have the Western Union short tie splice. So to make the splice, the wires are first skinned for about 3 inches at the ends, and they are then placed in cross position for about 1 inch from the insulation. So the Western Union short tie splice is, if you have the wire, you have to estimate a 3 inches both ends, and then you have to cross position both wires, and then have a short uh, tie splice together. Okay, I will show you the video later at the end of this lesson. Now, next, Western Union long tie splice. This is used extensively for outside and also interior wiring. So most, especially, Western Union long tie splice are for outside purposes. But some instances, it can also be used in interior wiring. So it is quite similar to short tie splice, but it has a long extension of wire if you join it together. So as you will notice, there is an example of Western Union long tie splice. Okay, Britannia splice. This is a type of splice which is used in interior wiring um, connection. These are used for solid wires. So if you utilize the Britannia splice, it it is used for number 6 AWG gauge. So when we say AWG, this is the American wire gauge. This is a measurement of the wire, the sizes. So if you buy in the hardware, if you want to determine the sizes of the wire, you have to um, look for the sizes or the measurement of AWG. Okay? So Britannia splice used for interior wiring connections. Scarf splice. This splice is used only for large solid wire. So if you have problems in the bulkiness of Western Union and Britannia splice, you have to select the splice that is has a uniformity connection. That is why we recommend scarf or we use scarf splice. Okay, next we have the multiple wrap cable splice. These multiple wrap cable splice are extensively used in small strand wires and these or cables, and these strands are more pliable, so it is flexible, so it can be used for cables. And multiple wrap cable splice are usually used for strand wires or stranded wire. These are not recommended for solid wire. Okay, next, we have the plain top or T joints. As you can see in the illustration, this is a very common type of joints. So, usually, this is used or commonly used in jumpering other connection. Usually, this is very common. Is also plain top or T-joints is used for great extent, joining a top or other conductor to a through conductor, for example, a branch or a main circuit. So if you are using or connecting a wire or a live wire um, and connecting another branch circuit or a main circuit, you have to use plain top or T-joint. So commonly, ito yung ginagawa or this is they utilize for jumpering. So this type of joint is used. Next, knotted or loop top joint. So knotted or loop top joint is very strong. It strong joint and it will not untwist even though enough strain is placed upon it. So if there is a great stress or strain, the knotted or loop top is recommended. It has a strong joint connection in electrical wiring, as you can see in the illustration. Okay, next, we have the wrap top T joint. So this wrap top T joint is used on large solid conductors where there is difficult to wrap the heavy top wire around the main wire. So now if you have the main wire and then the top wire, the wrap top T joint is the very recommended joint in order for you to connect this large solid conductors. So as you can see in the illustration, this is a most recommended type of joint. Okay, the ordinary cable top or T-joint. This is used where large stranded wire or cables are tapped to a true conductor. So, ordinary cable top or T-joint are recommended for large stranded wire. This is not recommended for solid wire. Okay? So, as you can see in the illustration, this is an ordinary cable top or T-joint. Next, we have the split cable top or T-joint. This joint is stronger than the ordinary cable top and will not unwrap even though a strain is placed upon it prior soldering. So a split cable is a type of joint or a tap which can withstand the strong unwrapping process by that from time to time. So this is why it can it can have a great penetration of strain in or prior to soldering. So it has a great connection. Okay? So split cable top or T joint. Now, the true fixture joint. As you can see, this is used where fixtures are connected to branch wires at an intermediate point. So this is most recommended when wires are fixtured in circuit branches. So this type of joint is usually used. The true fixture joint. Okay, next. Here is a video with uh, common electrical wire splices for you to be able to deeply or further have more knowledge of electrical wiring connections and splices. Okay. Okay, so you can see the video. So I will further send it the link for the video that in order for you to know more. And now, first, we have to further discuss the safety procedure in splicing and joining the wire. Now, number one is the insulation is first removed on both ends with the use of an electrician knife or diagonal pliers. So we can also utilize the wire stripper. So an electrician, number two, should be very careful in removing wire insulation in order that the wire will not be uh, wounded or necked by the knife or pliers to prevent breaking. So you don't need to push or press too much stress or too much pressure on the wire. Just simply remove the cover itself. Okay, so next is number three, use of specially designed tool to avoid wounding or scratching called automatic wire stripper. If you have automatic wire stripper, that is one tool that is very good in stripping. Number four, after removing the insulation, the end of the wire is twisted firmly. So after you remove, you have now to use the top splices and joints you wanted to use. Okay. So number five, application of correct practice in soldering to prevent loose contact and to have a continuous flow of electricity. So if you are not sure with your connection, you can apply soldering iron and soldering lead in order that the wire has a firm, great connection. Okay. Number six, cover properly with an electrical tape in order to prevent short circuit. So after you join a wire, you connect the wire, you have to cover it with an electrical tape uniformly. Okay. So that's it. That is the end of my lesson. So I hope you enjoy my topic and see you on the next lesson that we will discuss.